I can't do it. Okay. We'll do it live.
Okay.
No. We'll do it live. F it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
Away, big fella. Life doesn't get better than pizza and a Cougars game, huh? Mm-hmm. Go Cougs!
Just a spitting image of you.
Dang right.
Hey, y'all.
Urban
Yeti. Hey, y'all. This is Ryan Monso, and this is the Talking About Them Cougars podcast from GoCoogs.com. That's Brad Towns, the brains behind the operation. And we're here to talk to you about Star Pizza. Next year will be 50 years in business for Star Pizza. They got 3 locations at 59 in Shepherd. That's on Norfolk. You got one at Heights Boulevard in Washington. That one's on Harvard. And then you have one in Katy, which is on Westheimer Parkway, just off Cinco Ranch Boulevard. They've got specials all week. And Brad, what have you got?
Well, I've got something really, really special. Right here. Look at this. Check out this. It's a new cupcake, limited edition. It's got a Hershey, or what is it, a Reese's cup in it. Peanut butter, chocolate. Fantastic. One of the best I've had. You got it. If nothing else, go in there, get that. And if I guarantee if you get that and you're going to smell everything, you're going to say, you know what, I might as well get a full dinner here. I'm going to get a lasagna and a couple of slices. And then I'm going to get one of these bad boys. And then I'm going to get, maybe I'm going to get a brownie too. Yeah. Then you're in deep. You're hooked like me. But make sure to exercise.
How many of those cupcakes did you get? How many have you eaten?
I've only eaten 2.
And you have how many left?
1.
Oh, yeah. That's what I thought.
I kept
go in before Brad goes back.
It's really good. It's just really good. Go get it.
Tell us about Section 12X real quick.
Well, you know what's up. One of these hats, bad boys, fits all you bucket heads like me, which is good if you got a size 8 head. You can wear that. Anything below that, great. But go get your stuff there. They're killing it. Everybody's loving them. You know, I can't speak more highly of them than I already do. They just do a fantastic job. And you know, they do the little extra things, you know, which is nice. The small things that you really, really appreciate that you don't see from everybody else. And so go support those who support us.
For sure. Before we get into anything else, Warren McVeigh passed away today. Just a U of H legend. U of H has not done enough to recognize what that man did for college football in the Southwest, for the state of Texas, for the city of San Antonio, for the University of Houston, for Coach Bill Yeoman. He was there as the beer was invented. He was the number 1 recruit in the country. He came out of San Antonio Breckenridge, and everybody wanted him. Bill Yeoman went over in July of, I believe, 1964, and talked with his mother and got her and him to sign in their kitchen. He came in August, and a year later, as a sophomore, became the first player to integrate SEC stadiums. He played at Neyland Stadium in Knoxville, first to do that. He broke so many barriers in this state, was part of those epic runs of the 65, 66, 67 era, where the Veer took off and U of H offense took off. He, from everything I know about him, was a great man. Died at 79 yesterday.
Sad to hear, but what a hell of a journey, man.
Yeah, for sure. So with that, we're gonna ask you. We've got Wrook Brown on tonight. So if you have any questions for Wrook Brown, who had a hell of a game yesterday against Arizona, get him in. We'll ask him. But first, Two Idiots Talking Sports, sponsored by the Ritz. Brad, you had 2 firings today. I thought you might have had 3 or 4, but Sunbelt Billy Napier, gone at Florida. Sounds like he knew about it way before this. And then Jay Norvell at Colorado State. What do you say about Billy Napier, and who's the guy at Florida?
Billy Napier's amazing, because I'm surprised that he's actually avoided the axe this long. I mean, he's done a good job of missing that. At the end of the day, I think all these guys are still good coaches. I think they still got another shot to keep things going. Just some of these jobs, I'm telling you, the hardest transition is to going from a medium-sized group of 5 back then to going. It's not a big. I don't think it's a big step to go to, a normal kind of mid-tier perception type of job in the quote-unquote P5 or P4 these days. But those big giant programs, it's a massive, massive leak. I mean, you come to a press conference at the school formerly known as ULL, and there's maybe 2 people there, 3 people. Well, you've got 20 people talking to you every day after practice at Florida or at Texas or any of these big schools. That's just a huge adjustment. And then you've got to have to deal with the amount of time you're spent with alumni and doing all the non-coaching things. And then you become, what made you great at where you were is the fact that you could have your hands on everything. You can do the day-to-day and be fully involved and control everything about your program. But the higher you move up the chain, the less you can do that. And the more you have to learn how to coach your coaches. And young coaches really don't have that kind of experience because they haven't had to. They haven't needed to, because, they're just hands-on all the way around. The guy who, any of these big jobs, the guy that I would be going after, I would be looking number 1, first and foremost, James Franklin. I don't care. I like that guy. I liked him at Penn State, but I like to make fun of him because he couldn't win the big game. But that's a guy that I like. I know Florida thinks they deserve to win national titles right now. I mean, they came up with a really good story about, what was it? McElwain having sexy time with a shark to try to get him out of there. But for Florida, they need to get back to winning 10 plus games a year and let the titles take care of themselves.
There's
or
one
you can
call you make.
You can rehire.
One call.
You can rehire Urban.
One call. Dana Holgerson.
Well,
Good
I
job
thought you
to
were going
lose.
to say Brian Kelly.
Brian Kelly can go to Penn State. He can go wherever he wants. I was over him the day he was hired. Okay, let's do some happy stuff. Let's bring in Wrook Brown. Wrook, appreciate you joining us, bud. How's it going?
It's going great. Thanks for having me on. I really appreciate
Welcome, man.
Yeah. Yeah, we're going to start with a tweet that U of H posted today. Let's show this.
Quickly here with some tempo from the 50-yard line, back to pass, hit and brought down. There it is. There's the sack. They came off the edge, and Wrook Brown takes Noah Fafita down. Back to pass again on third down. Pressure comes again for Fafita. This time he is hit and brought down and sacked again. Sacked back at the 39-yard line, and it's Wrook Brown once again. Down, handoff, running play, hit behind the line of scrimmage and knocked down. And the Cougars hold. Wrook Brown came off the edge, and the Cougars able to stop Arizona on 4th down and a yard.
I guess my first question is, why are you so mean to quarterbacks?
Blame Armstrong, Coach CY for that.
Okay, we can do that.
Yeah, they always put importance on getting to the quarterback, so it's nice to be able to, have the opportunity to blitz and get there. It's a cool spot about playing the position that I do. They show us some love and give us some blitzes. Sometimes the linebackers say that we get all the fun with the blitzes, so it's nice that we get to go try to get the quarterback.
For sure. This is from our photographer, Mario Puente. Just a great shot of you getting to the quarterback in this Arizona game. I want to ask you, would you consider this your career game?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely I would. It's a great. Yeah, it was a great game to have your best game, I think. So I was happy that it came in a close win, and I got that was a good one to have my best game in, I think.
So tell me about that experience of you get the game plan early in the week, and you got to figure you're going to be pretty involved. So what was your experience like going through the week and then into the game?
Yeah, this week we knew we were playing a good team, and the coaches were on us all week, showing us the importance of this week's matchup. And you see the game plan, and we ran a lot of the similar stuff that we have all season. But to get in the game, when you get the the call, when you get the signal during the game and see that you get it's the call where you get to go blitz and get the quarterback. That's exciting. You're hoping for those. So, but yeah, we were just focused. We knew the quarterback and the whole offense they have good players, and that we needed to try to get the quarterback.
I think the most interesting thing for you in this game is you didn't just put up big numbers, but you put them up in really big spots, critical situations in the game. What was that? You blitzed a good bit and got to the quarterback Fafita several times. Is that something you did at Wyoming? Were you blitzing? Were you more in coverage? And what did you think about this week?
Yeah, I was in coverage most of the time in Wyoming. I didn't get a whole lot of blitzes, so that's why it's so exciting for me to be in the position to be able to blitz sometimes now. But about in a big moment, Armstrong always says that, if you do your job and nothing's coming your way, or you're not making some plays that you think you should, just keep doing the fundamentals and doing your job, then eventually they'll come. So, I don't think there was anything different about those snaps than the other times where I've blitzed. It's just kind of worked out that time to where if you read your keys and, blitz when you're supposed to, that eventually, it'll pay off for you if you keep doing your job.
Okay. Brad.
You said that your linebackers were saying that your position gets to have all the fun. Tell me about that position specifically, because it's not just a traditional kind of safety role, is it?
No, it's we're kind of a lower piece, so we're in quite a bit of the run fits. The safeties are as well, but coming from the defense that I did, we were that position, kind of the nickel spot, was really in coverage most of the time. So, it's a cool position to play because you're in coverage a lot of the time. So it's easier to disguise the blitzes. Sometimes they don't pick you up when they're identifying the pressure. So, if you you cover a lot of the game, they're not really looking for you coming off the edge blitzing. But it's a really cool position. It's an awesome position to play in this defense.
whenever the first sack you had, he had no idea you were there. He didn't see you at all. When you're about, I don't know, whenever you take off and you see him, how much is it running through your head that you're about to destroy this guy and just hoping everything stays clear?
Yeah, I think it's the best feeling, especially a quarterback that's hard to bring down like him. He doesn't see you coming. I think I maybe tackle anyone if they don't see me coming. So, yeah, it worked out. You love to when you don't get picked up on a blitz. It's exciting. So, yeah,
it's interesting to see how you've been this year and how you've used, because you remind me of Stewart here a few years back. I don't know if you remember or know of him, but the obvious similarity is going to be the long hair. But you both played a position to where he was a normal coverage safety, and as time progressed, he kept moving closer to line until they made him just a pass rushing outside linebacker. And it's cool to see kind of a similar type of position coming up again, and somebody who can play it.
Thank you. Yeah, I don't know if I've got the size to get up there on the closer to the line of scrimmage. I'd like to be up there, but I don't think the coaches think that'd be a good call. But yeah, that's cool. Thank you.
So, Wrook, let's step back and tell the viewers how you ended up at Houston. What made you decide to leave Wyoming?
I had graduated and done the 4 years there, and I was looking to come back closer to home or my family some more, and back in the state of Texas. And then some of the connections I've had is the Bell brothers, Sean and Brian. I'm a big fan of those guys, and they kind of recruited my area. And I played against Brian Bell when he was coaching in China Spring. And so I know those two guys, those two coaches, and they're really good people. I like them a lot. And Oscar Giles, the D-tackle coach, he coached at Wyoming for a couple of years when I was there. And I have a great relationship with him, one of my favorite coaches I've had. And, he came here, and once I got in the portal, I was hoping to come home, and then they reached out to me, and, I think really highly of those guys. And then, getting to know Coach Fritz and kind of his regime and the way he runs things, I loved it. I think that they, I could tell early on that they do things the right way here, and I wanted to be a part of it. So, it wasn't a hard decision coming here. I'm really impressed by everything the whole way through. I'm super grateful to be here.
Who was the one that was recruiting you when you got in the portal?
There, it was really Coach Armstrong, Coach Christian Young, the two Bell brothers, and Wes Fritz quite a bit, and then Oscar Giles. So I heard from a lot of those guys.
They ganged up on you, huh?
They did. They're good recruiters. It wasn't a hard sell for me, but they're good recruiters.
Yeah, no solo tackles here. It's everybody's getting in. Tell me about your relationship with Joshua Christian Young, Coach CY. What is he like as a position coach, and why is it so fun to play for him?
Yeah, he's great. He's he's a really nice guy a lot of the time, and then sometimes he's not afraid to let you have it. I think that's a good thing as a coach. But yeah, he does. He's super smart coach, and I feel super informed. There hasn't been a time this season where I wasn't feeling super prepared going into the game. So he does a great job with that too. And then, like I mentioned after the game of the post-game presser, he always says it's like, we got to be in the jungle. What kind of animal are you going to be in the jungle? So, he'll mess with guys sometimes, say, man, you look like a meerkat on that play or something there. So, yeah, he's pretty funny too. But, yeah, and he fires you up. He'll show that. And then the movie Heat, he'll put on a clip or a screenshot of a scene there with the guns, and then he'll say, we be calm, cool, collected, and then ready to, ready to play. So he does a good job. He's really well-rounded, and there's just a couple things that he does that, I think get us ready to play.
Awesome. We asked some viewers to send us some questions, and they haven't been great yet. But what did you have for breakfast yesterday? What got you going?
I don't know. I think I had some. The early games they want us to eat a lot more food, or they want us to eat a lot of food because they say that's the last time we're gonna be able to eat until the end of the game. But so I don't know if I guess I ate enough. I had some watermelon, some eggs, and I don't know, watermelon, eggs, and then I think some of the English muffins. Not a whole lot. Yeah.
Well, I promise you're going to find that in Tempe Saturday morning. They're going to get you all the watermelon and muffins.
That's funny.
Brad,
from your bio, it says that you were given the name Crook by Coach Giles. Was that at Washington, or is that from here? I mean, no, Wyoming.
Oh, that was at Wyoming. I like to give OG a hard time, but he, I swear he wasn't. This was early before he really got to know me. I think he wasn't sure what my name was, and he thought it was Crook. But then he played it off like, oh, that's you're Crook. You steal the balls. You're a crook. You steal the balls from the quarterback. So it's funny. I like the nickname though. I think he did a good job with that.
Absolutely. I just think it's cool that you've got the defensive back who developed such a good relationship with the defensive line coach.
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody in the building likes him. I haven't met somebody who wasn't a big fan of his. So, if I try to go up to him when I can and give him a hard time sometimes. I asked him if he can still give us a few plays coming off the ball.
Yes.
And a few years ago, when I was asking him, he said, I can give you 3 or 4. It's got to be pass rush downs. And now I asked him, he said he doesn't think he'd be able to help us anymore. So
you should take some of his highlights as a player and make sure that he has to come and comment on them for you.
Yeah, yes, he's got some good stories. That's a good idea. I should do that.
I believe your first start was against New Mexico at Wyoming. You had a pick 6 against New Mexico in a 45-42 win. And now you have this career game against Arizona. So Southwestern teams is where it happens for you. You get another one this week. What can we expect?
Hopefully some more of the same, I guess, we looking to do the same thing. That'd be pretty funny if it worked out like that, but I'm excited to play them.
Yeah. Well, tell me about Austin Armstrong and his defense. Why is it set up for guys like you to succeed?
I think Armstrong, just overall for the defense, he does a great job because, he gets everyone ready to play, and he places a lot of importance on the small things, and just the details. There's always something that we can improve on, and he's a great motivator. He's one of the best motivators as a coach I've seen. He'll sometimes he'll make us hit the ground. He'll blow the whistle. Hit the ground, get up, and when he thinks we're not practicing hard enough, so. He sets the bar extremely high, and I think that's one of the best things he does. He, tries to demand perfection. He always tries. One example that he says is that he sent out, I think, around fall camp is he said, if you ever think you're doing enough, you're not. You should always be striving for more, and I think that kind of sums him up as a coach. So.
Okay. Troy Taylor says, great kid from a great family. And then he asks, what do you do personally to prepare for a game?
To prepare for a game, we'll do some film study during the week. We'll do all that. But right before the game, or the morning before the game, or if it's early, the night before, I'll call my parents and then talk to them. My dad's a big football fan, so, he'll ask some questions, and it's good to talk to them, and then throw on some music, some different things. There's kind of a evolution of the type of songs I listen to, something more calm the morning of, during the day, and then I'll pick it up something, maybe play some rock or something before, right before the game to get ready to go.
Okay.
What's your playlist? What's some of your playlists?
Yeah, I like a lot of the music, a lot of different songs, but I'll play some rap earlier in the day, and then right before the game I'll throw on, I like the standard ones like "Welcome to the Jungle" is great, "Last Resort," Papa Roach, just some songs like that, that really get you going.
I got you.
Give me a scouting report on Mark Stampley.
Mark Stampley, first thing, football player. That guy is, that's the type of player you want. He's a football player. He does the little things right, and he's really smart. And he tackles. He's really good in coverage. He's a good blitzer. He's everything. But the coolest thing about him is he's just a gamer. Like when the game's on the line, like I don't think there's anybody else that, as a Cougar fan, you want them throwing the ball to, or the play being ran to his side. I have a lot of respect for him. He's helped me a lot too. He was here in the spring, and he's a smart guy, and he's helped me with the playbook, especially a lot in the summer when I would come in. I have questions. I ask a lot of questions to him, so he does a good job. He's just a great teammate too. Great guy.
Tell me about, you came in late. You were not here in the spring. Do you feel like you had to catch up? Was there something that you had to do that maybe the other guys weren't having to do?
Yeah, well, Armstrong was new too, so I think there's still kind of a learning curve for everyone. But I don't think I was in a worse position to really be ready for the season, because we do football school now in the summer. There's a new rule to where we could do a lot more football, and we kind of run some practices this summer. We got a lot of reps of that, and then we would meet too all summer. So that was a little bit different from what I had done before. So we got a lot heading into fall camp. They did a good job, getting us ready for the new with Armstrong's defensive scheme.
Your profile says you love a New York strip steak, which is wrong. You should not love that. How do you get it cooked?
I love
it. You're fat. Wrook, how do you get this cooked? Where do you like going for a steak in Houston?
I don't know if I've, on a visit, I think they took me to Johnston or John. I'm going to get it wrong. I'm sorry. But on the visit, they got me a really nice steak, and I enjoyed that. But I like a medium steak.
Okay.
That's the way to get
also
I've
wrong.
Never had a bad steak before, so.
You're young. It'll come. Now that you've reached bowl eligibility, what are the team's goals?
Our goals, just cliche, but I just take it 1 week at a time, and then the saying, you can't win them all if you don't win the next one. So we're kind of just focused on getting that next one. And we've got we've got the bowl season. Making a bowl game, winning a bowl game isn't really the end of our goals. We've got some bigger goals. Hopefully, conference championship and make a run, have a long season, make the playoffs. We've got some big goals this season.
Okay. You go up against this U of H offense every day. What have you seen from them? How are they improving? How has Connor Wigman improved?
Yeah, that guy's unreal. The way some of the spots he puts the balls in practice, you think you're doing pretty good coverage, and the receivers make good catches too. But he has to defend everything but the perfect pass, and some of these you can't get to. And the receivers do a really good job too. And we've got really good receivers. They definitely make us better as a defensive unit, because those guys are really good. And then the effort, some teams don't block as well on the perimeter, but I think, but in the effort in practice we have from our receivers, those guys they're blocking really hard during practice, and then they just bring good energy and effort during practice.
Okay.
So that's helps everyone.
On that, what have you seen as far as the improvement from the offensive line? From my perspective, they look like a different group, and it's showing on the field right now in being able to have a lot of success in the run game and also doing better in pass protection as well. What have you seen as far as that process goes?
I'm not around them as much, so there might be some that could give a better answer, with some of the finer details. But it seems like that's a group that they seem really focused and the effort's really high. Like you hear them talk about some of the things they need to do better, and then talk about improving and working hard. And it seems like they hold each other really accountable, and it seems like they've got a strong unit, and they'll do a good job getting guys ready to play, and then getting on people and motivating. That's something I've noticed. And the O-line, they're good guys. They're pretty fun. Some of them pretty funny, but they're always joking around. They're the ultimate teammates.
You mentioned funny. Can you give us some of the funniest guys in that locker room?
Mark Stampley's got to be number one. That guy, he cracks everyone up. He's funny. I think they're all real funny. Will James, pretty funny too. Latrell McCutcheon, he's pretty funny. It's funny. His locker's across from mine, and comes in the morning. A lot of people are pretty quiet and moping around. He's got energy. He's messing with people early in the morning, so it's cool. And then Dean Connors is really funny as well. He's got a good personality.
No, you can't. No, no Dean Connors. You just talked about Latrell McCutcheon. I think, for my money, he's the best trash talker on this team. Do you agree?
Yeah, absolutely, mate. I've never heard a better one. It's
okay.
Yeah, it's awesome to have a guy like that next to you. You like to have those guys on your side.
Yeah. Are you much of a trash talker?
No, I mean, not in definitely not on that level. Sometimes you'll get excited, but I think probably anybody that's out there playing, sometimes their emotions get high and they'll talk a little bit of smack. But I would say overall I'm a big trash talker.
Okay.
Yeah.
What teammate impresses you in regards to their work ethic and their game prep?
I could say everyone, but I think Kentrell Webb, he's the guy that practices hard, and he's another one that, demands hard work and perfection. So he does he's a good leader on the defense, and he makes sure, he's taking care of what he should, and everyone else is too. So I think he's one of the, he's a great player, but great practice player too. Like, he's got good habits, getting guys ready to go.
Awesome. Brad, you have anything else?
I do. I want to go back to the game. At the beginning of the first quarter, they came out hot, and then they were chunking yards. I mean, the touchdown may or may not should have happened, but it did. They broke through. But after that, they got the ball back, and they were just chunking yards here and there. I mean, just moving methodically down the field. And then after that, after your stop, and then U of H got the ball back and then started marching, everything changed everything changed as far as their offensive momentum goes. What was the adjustment, or was there an adjustment in that kind of transition from them running and throwing the ball at will to everything just slowing down dramatically?
Yeah, I think we just started a little bit slow, and then you like to start the game with the fire already lit, but I think that one, it took us a couple drives to really start playing the defense that we're capable of playing, and we've been playing. So we didn't schematically. There was nothing different. We just I think kind of switched our mindset a little bit and realized we got to start playing some football. So, yeah, I think it was just a mindset switch.
Nice.
Okay. All right. Well, that's Wrook Brown. We appreciate you, man, for joining us. That was a really good conversation. I will see you in Tempe this weekend.
Awesome. Thank you all for having me on. I really enjoyed it.
All right. Great game. Thank you, man.
Thanks, Wrook. That was pretty good. Never really got to know him. That was really good. Good talker. Liked everything he had to say.
Man. That was. I mean, really, in my, I take notes in every game, and honestly, the only thing I had written down, all my notes were Wrook Brown in the first half. It's like this guy just went and took over the entire game, and like y'all talked about, it wasn't just a play here and there. It was the fact that they were big plays. They were impact plays, game-changing plays.
He owned that second quarter. The plays that he made for U of H to get back into that game and then take the lead. You had a great 17-play drive or whatever that was, 96 yards, 17 plays. But you had to get those stops on defense. And the sack and a half that he had, he also had a fourth down stop. I mean, he did things that for sure was game-changing.
Love to see it.
Love to see it.
Get you munching away, big fella. Life doesn't get better than pizza and a Cougars game, huh? Go Cougs!
I love that the downtown is viewable, even though the angle's wrong. That's fine.
Hey, that would have been the ideal way to do it.
Yeah, that would have been great. Star Pizza. Get you some Star Pizza. What are you doing? All week, Monday to Friday, lunch specials. They have reverse happy hour coming. I think it's Monday through Thursday, but I'm not 100%. Get you some happy hour. Get you some Star Pizza, wine specials, pasta specials, and all-you-can-eat buffet Tuesday and Friday. I'm thinking about going for it Tuesday. Friday, going to be in Tempe. But get you some Star Pizza. And then Section 12X. Section12x.com. You've got polos. You've got hats. They're going to keep giving things away, have specials for you and all other fans. This is a U of H guy, and he has done an incredible job of creating this little company from nothing into something that I see nonstop at games. And I'm sure going into basketball season, you'll see it everywhere. Section 12X and 12X.com. Go for it. Dean Connors on the U of H or the GoCoogs shit list right now. It's 2 weeks. He's big timed us 2 times. He had a good excuse this weekend. Not gonna lie. Had a good excuse today.
But he's got good reasons. I can appreciate it.
Yeah, no. I'm with him, but come on, Dean. No one's gonna remember what you did last week. Had 100 yards this week. It's time to get this done. We're gonna get him next weekend, or I'm just gonna go to town.
That running game here in the Big 12, it's kind of working, except for 1 week. I mean, we had 200-ish against Colorado, and then
234. Yep. Got to run the ball.
Pretty solid.
Ball. What are y'all's thoughts on the Big 12? Cincinnati and BYU at the top. Arizona State, Houston, Tech tied for third. If you could see our notes, that is the exact next thing we were about to talk about. Right there. Big 12 race, Cincinnati, BYU, then ASU, U of H, and Tech. Brad, thoughts?
Hey, man, I saw something earlier. Maybe Martin had tagged me in or whatever, but they had the odds. They had the odds up for the top 4 or 5 for the Big 12 to make it to Arlington or whatever. And we made it. We got a percentage, I think maybe like 4% or whatever. But hey, chip in a chair, baby. Just stay in the game as long as it takes to win. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're winning big pots early. Just grind it to get to the final table because you can't win it from the rail. I love it. I think the most beautiful part of it is that you got a couple of lowly old G5s at the top, and you got another lowly old G5, down here with an outside puncher's chance. Remember, we can't afford to do this. We're too poor to compete in this conference.
I've heard that.
Same with the rest of the other guys. None of us. I don't even think BYU. I think BYU still on a partial as well. We're not fully vested in our Big 12 money. So what's being done is stuff that has been created quickly, and
I think revenue sharing.
I think it's funny with Cincy is that they were ready to run him out of town. They were ready to run that
Satterfield, yes.
Last year, going into even last year, they were ready to run him out of town.
Yeah.
And I've watched Cincy a couple of times, and I hate to say it, they're pretty damn good. It's looking like the Cincy of 5 years ago, almost.
Rest in peace, Luke Fickell. The worst thing that could happen to that guy is they give him another year at Wisconsin. He needs a buyout and to go find a job somewhere else. Poor guy. Stefan Johnson, we kind of knew this. It kind of came out yesterday, but he announces it for sure that his season is over. His injury is going to prevent him from playing again. That is a big loss on this offense. Yes. You've got to have some guys step up. It's Kobe Bryant time, or Kobe Bryant. Good Lord. Kobe Young time. I don't know where that came from. This is his Instagram. My season may be over, but I know God got me. The marathon continues. I'll be back. I promise I'm coming back.
So the probability of getting a med shirt?
I don't know about because he's played so many games. It's hard to get that, I think, after 4 or 5 games, but it would be difficult to get it here. We'll see.
Just file a lawsuit. Boom. Done. Good.
That's all you got to do, right? But yeah, that's a big loss. He was in a short boot all week. He was at practices. He was participating. He was helping out the young guys. But it looks like he's got a season ender, and that stinks. Good guy. Like him a lot. He's been on this show. Done a lot of interviews with us through the years. And so we do appreciate him. But you do not win without Wrook Brown's effort, his individual effort. Next Saturday is on ESPN2. Hoops polo that is coming is fire, says our friend Diego, and love going to Star Pizza's buffet. So does Brad.
If you can't tell.
So does Brad. U of H won.
I tried to get Ryan to eat the dessert pizza, but he's just too scared.
I'm not a big fan of dessert pizza. I want dessert as my dessert, and my pizza is my pizza. It's
just a vehicle to get it into your mouth. That's all. I mean, it's kind of like putting ranch on me eating salads. It's just a reason for me to drink ranch.
But you put ranch on your toothbrush, so I'm not really.
No, I just wash my mouth out with ranch after.
Yeah. We won. U of H. Tech lost. Memphis lost. Texas lost. Texas won, but they suck. Pretty great.
The Memphis loss was
unbelievable. I am
so beautiful.
I
was watching it live, and I only turned it over so I could laugh. And then Memphis has got the ball late. Next thing you know, they break one for 65 yards or whatever, and they scored. I'm like, son of a bitch. They ruined my fun. I was here to watch them lose. And then all of a sudden, the review takes the score down, says he was down at the 1 yard line, and then all of a sudden, penalty, touchdown, review. Nope, short, penalty, penalty, incompletion. It was beautiful. Oh,
I thought Arizona State was going to do that too. They were so timid and just playing not to lose and let Tech score. And boy, they came right down the field and made it happen. Thank God. That shut up those Tech people for a little while because, geez, they have been out of control. I guess you're not going to the SEC, guys. Sorry about that.
Big Ten.
Got a one game.
Yeah,
your one game preview.
I mean, the funny thing is about some of these schools thinking that, oh, we're going to be able to move. We're going to be these new conferences are going to love us. No, they don't. Actually, you know, the two schools that the big boys truly despise right now, Texas Tech and Indiana, because they're breaking up their party. Because all of a sudden, all it takes is one billionaire who is spending cash, and then everything changes.
For sure. Florida State started 3-0. Now they're 3-4.
So beautiful.
It was a rough loss last night. That had to hurt. I mean, I'd been asleep for like 6 hours, but seeing it this morning, that was not great.
See, when I'm watching other teams play and teams that I don't want to win, not only do I don't want them to win, I want their loss to be the most painful it could possibly be. So when they get their heart ripped out and they watch it beat in front of them, they feel the real pain. It's not dying quick, not none of this, hey, game's over at halftime. See, those are the ones I like. Get it over with quick, and then, like the first time, our first loss at Fog Allen, it's like, okay, well, we're not going to win this one.
That one was over by the first media timeout.
Yeah, whenever you have your soul stolen, you think you're going to win, and then it just gets. I love that.
Like
brother.
The second time at Fog Allen, souls were stolen.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to going back to Iowa State. They were kind of, it was the first road game in the Big 12 almost 2 years ago. There was 9 inches of snow on the ground. It was I was driving a minivan. It was an insane 2 days in Ames. But now, gonna go back for a second time. That's the trip that I'm looking forward to most. Going to Lubbock, going to Kansas. I had decided not to go to Kansas. I looked at the prices and was like, yeah, I can go to Kansas. That's fine. I'll go there. So going to Kansas, doing the Utah BYU trip. I'm looking forward to this season. I think there's a lot coming up. I guess we can talk about it. U of H lost the scrimmage yesterday. Lost the scrimmage by 14, which absolutely matters nothing. You get an exhibition game a week from tonight in Sugar Land at the Epicenter, which I've never heard of until recently. And I guess that's a thing that you're going to do. And then the season starts in 15 days, if you can believe that. You
Hell
go
yes.
to Birmingham in a month, and then quite a bit happening.
As a growing older, not slim person, best thing about basketball coming, one, is basketball itself, but two, that means it's eventually going to cool off. And so those are two great things for me to look forward to. Then I don't have to use like 10 fans around me every show we do.
Yeah, that's a fascinating story, Gramps. Is Dave Aranda at Baylor the only Big 12 coach getting fired? So let me ask you this. I don't know this. I don't know if he is. But you go to Baylor in the last week, the weekend right after Thanksgiving. Is it a better situation for him to have been fired the week before, or do you want him fired after that game? Do you want the conversation to be, is he or isn't he going to be fired? Or do you want it to be, the season is over, Aranda's gone,
It's a good
Because this
question.
could be a very big game for U of H.
Well, see, here's I know Baylor has wanted him gone for Baylor fans have wanted him gone for 3 years at least.
Yeah.
I mean, they ended up winning 9 games last year. I think a lot of Baylor fans were furious that he won that many. But here's the problem that you got right now, Baylor fan. You go to Cincinnati.
8 wins.
Do what?
8 wins, but yeah.
8 wins. You go to Cincinnati next week. Guess what? If you happen to win, all of a sudden it looks like you might be staying. But you got a few games left in the season to where you shouldn't win, probably. But you got Utah coming in middle of November. If he's still there, if he can win that game, but that's what
Contract extension.
That's what he's been so good at, is that he is literally buried. That all of a sudden he wins one and then he wins another one.
Ashes.
And that's if Baylor fans really want him out, you got to fire him this week in case he does something good. Which sucks, man. I love Dave Aranda. He would frustrate me as a head coach because of the inconsistency. But as a person and a defensive coordinator, I love him. He's fantastic. He seems like he should be in a movie. He should be like he should be an assassin, because that's what he reminds me of. Make a movie about Dave Aranda as an assassin. Like football coach by day, assassin by night.
With Boogie out, is wide receiver Devin Williams close to returning? So Devin's got an injury. He's not practiced. I don't know that he's any closer. You know what? We can ask Willie tomorrow at noon. Just find out where he is. Is it? So we'll get more information on Stephon Johnson's injury, I'm sure. Willie, last week, this is a strange one. I asked Willie about the health coming out of the Oklahoma State game. Did you lose anybody? And if you go back and watch that press conference, he paused for 10, 12, 15 seconds. It was uncomfortable. It looked like somebody had pressed pause on the video, but I was sitting 10 feet from him. And he just paused for a while before he said, no, not really. Didn't lose anybody. But it seems that maybe Stephon Johnson might have been hurt coming out of that because he did not practice that day, Monday. He didn't practice all week. Was wearing a boot. But, I'm curious to see what happened with Stephon. Was it in the Oklahoma State game, which I did not see? I went and looked. I didn't see it. And here's something else I want to talk about and we're going to get out of here pretty quick after this. Somebody in our chat yesterday during the Cat Show said that Austin Carlisle played 1 snap in the first quarter. And I thought, there's no way. There's no way. No, number one, that I missed it. And number two, that he played 1 snap. But I went back and watched it this morning, and yeah, he played 1 snap. He lined up to the right in the slot and blocked on a play. And as far as I could see, and as far as PFF says, he didn't play anymore. That was his 1 snap. I find that to be a very curious use of a guy. Maybe you plan to play him a little bit more, but it was not what you would have expected to happen. Brad?
I don't know. We get into speculation on freshmen and all this stuff, and I just kind of glaze over. It's like, look, he's got a red shirt. Especially at this point. You don't want to use him here because you've got more games left, and you might even want to use him. And now that we're guaranteed a bowl, you might want to save those for a bowl game, right?
Yeah. But you waste 1 out of 4. He came in during the Oklahoma State game,
Right.
which is fine. That's exactly how he should be used. But one play, it just seems a little odd. He's not in the participation list on uhcougars.com. So I don't know. This is really strange.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll ask Willie about that too. I'm sure this would be a great one to have for Dana Holgerson, but he's going to have some harder questions this week than that.
I mean, at this point, if we were 3-3, I would be more than happy to get into the merits of do we or don't. But we're literally we're still in the hunt over halfway through the season. So, and that's least of my concern. I would say I'd run it down to the last 2 games. I would have run it down to the last 3 games because I don't see a place for impact. So it's not even worth really worrying about. I want what's best for his long-term development. And that's not playing much this year.
Yeah. And I get if you want to get him involved in the offense, I get it 100%, but you got to get him involved, not kind of waste the game. The worst that I've seen happen was to Clayton Tune, where you played him in that bowl game at the end of 2018 against Army, and Army put 70 up. Clayton, I think he was sacked 10 times in that game.
Well, and not only that,
so you burn a red shirt for 10 sacks.
Well, and the thing is that the real screw up is you started him against Memphis, the last game of the year,
when he was hurt,
and that should have been the Dormady, because Dormady still had plenty. I mean, he didn't play a down up until then, so I know that this is when a coach's career and a player's career collide. And at the time, you don't think much about it, but the coach is doing everything he can to try to keep his job, because at that point, you're not completely out of the race, but your odds are really low. And if you can pull off a win against Memphis, then I
thought if you won that Memphis game, that they would have gone to the conference title game, is how I remember it. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, I don't know. But I know it was close. I know there were title implications. I think we had to win and somebody else had to lose. But regardless, you used Tune in that game, and then you came back and used him again. Of course, after using him in that game, then Dormady transferred. He left before the bowl game, so then you're really stuck. And I don't even think you had a quarterback at that point.
I don't think so, but hard to remember. Those were fun times with Major. Still the worst coach U of H has ever had. I know y'all can debate it. I know you think it's Dana, but for my money, it's Major Applewhite all the way. All right, Brad, final thoughts, wrapping up the Arizona game, talking with Wrook Brown and Joseph Duarte not coming on, which is outrageous.
Great conversation. I really enjoy getting to know some of these guys and hear a little bit more, kind of behind the scenes. I mean, it was kind of our goal from the get-go, is to get people familiar with the players themselves, not just their performance, but being able to highlight them as individuals. That was cool to see. But as far as football goes, we talk about learning how to do different things. Early in the season, very first couple of games, you just had to figure out how to get these guys on the same page and playing together, and used to doing that. Succeeded in doing that. You needed to see them being able to go in and kind of learn how to win an ugly game against go in and win an ugly game against Oregon State. Some saw them pass that test. You took a whooping against Texas Tech. You got a big win against Colorado. Then you went and then you rebounded from that whooping to go and solidly hand Oklahoma State a whooping. So you beat a team that you have to know that you can beat. Huge lesson there. And this one is the lesson is that you get up, you got to bury somebody. You can't leave them alive. But then they fought through and still won the game. You know, we missed some chances that we could have taken care of, but we weren't learning the lesson. Winning from being ahead, that's another thing that's difficult to do. This team is just stacking knowledge and experience, and you know it's becoming a formidable team. It's great to see this offense finally rise up to be able to overcome a defense that struggled a little bit.
I looked it up yesterday and added another game to it. Willie Fritz is 11-3 in one-score games in the last 4 years. The last 2 years at Tulane, first 2 years here, 11-3 in one-score game. That doesn't really happen to teams that are below and at the kind of average talent perspective in their conference. I mean, this is not the most talented team in this conference. It's not in the top 5, probably. But to be able to win close games means you understand how to win at the margins. The things you have to get right, turnovers, penalties, which was much better this week, and special teams. And the special teams, I mean, this has been a night and day difference from last year. I thought they were not terrible last year. They were good. This has been great. You would like to see a little bit more in the return game, but that's just kind of how the game has gone. We've got some other numbers that we're going to put out later in the week, but the things that are happening with this team, they're closing drives, which you did not see last year. All of your longer drives last year, you did not score that many points on. This year, you've scored points on every one of your long drives. That makes a huge difference. You go and you run 9, 10, 11 plays, you come away with nothing. That's kind of deflating. Haven't done that this year.
Those 10-play, 40-yard, 7-minute drives?
7-minute drives are 10 plays, 70 yards, drive ends on downs. That is demoralizing. Why is Marquise Shoulders not playing at wide receiver? He transferred in from Tulsa, but he's only been on special teams this season. Shoulders has had a lot of injury issues. Nothing like huge. He did have a season ender last year, but this year he's had a lot of nicks. He's been over to the side practicing. So what'll happen is if a guy has a small injury, he'll work with the strength and conditioning staff on whatever it is while they're practicing. So he'll be kind of off to the side of the field, closer to Garrison Gym, outdoors, or in the extra area in the indoor facility. So he's kind of been over there for the most part. And so he's well behind all the other guys, both in ability to get to that first team, but also just his game shape. And every time he has gotten kind of back to that spot, he's regressed again and had another injury. I like Marquise Shoulders, but I don't see when you had Stephon Johnson, you have Amari Thomas. You can't take Amari Thomas off the field. I mean, you could bring in anybody across the country. I'm not taking that guy off the field. Nope. He makes big time plays. He gets first downs. He scores touchdowns. I'm not taking him off the field. I really like Kobe Young. Stephon Johnson was there. Maybe there's a spot now. I don't know.
You know,
we'll start to see it this week.
Kobe seems like he's getting more and more comfortable.
Yeah.
You know, it's you can tell it. You can look at a player and kind of in their body language, and I don't know. Maybe it's just years of watching players, but sometimes the body language starts to change. You see a little bit of different stride. You see the movements about them look more assured, and it looks like he's ready to start doing some stuff. I mean, now's a good opportunity. I mean, hey, anybody who wants to step up, more than welcome. because there's plenty of room for it.
Yeah. I think Kobe just has to learn how to stack play on top of play, drive on top of drive, and then game on top of game. And this is really his first year. He was injured last year, didn't really play. This is his first time to really do it. And he's been behind some guys, but he's starting now. I think you're going to start to see him put it together. And if he can do that, then that's just another weapon to what you've been going. Did U of H have a 98-yard drive? It was 96 yards, 17 plays. They had several long drives this time. Let's see, 96, 75, 69, 75.
Nice.
So, I mean, you had some really long sustained drives, which you finally have a quarterback that can do that. You've got to make tough throws on 3rd and 4th downs, and he did.
And
but he also ran for those yards too, hard yards.
Yeah, that's a real key that I think that Connor has been able to really bring out in this program, is that they're tougher on 3rd downs. And
yes,
you have to be tough on 3rd downs in this particular offense, on this particular team, because you're going to face a lot of them. You're going to have a lot of 3rd down opportunities. And while we can make big plays, the offense is not designed to target a lot of big plays. We'll take them when we can get them. But this is a grind you. I mean, yesterday was a perfect example of what this offense looks like. This is what it's going to be as it keeps improving. Now, it'll be better and better and better, and you're going to be able to see us build on top of that and do more things. But this is the style. This really is the style of what Willie was successful with and has evolved into.
They were really good on 3rd down this week. I think they started 0 for 3 and ended up 8 of 14. Really, really good in the second half. And you just got to be better on that. Thank you, Richie Rob. That was sweet.
Awesome. Appreciate it.
That'll buy some cupcakes. Did you eat that cupcake while Rick was talking? Did you eat it? Is it still there? Okay.
Yes. So I promise I have not eaten my homework.
Yeah.
Not yet. Look at this beautiful, beautiful cupcake.
Is there any particular reason Machado left? I have not heard it. If it exists, he was not getting the playing time. I think he expected to play more. He did not expect Jalen Garner to come on as strong as he had. Corey Platt came back. There's some depth there, and maybe he didn't get as much playing time as he wanted. I don't think you can be upset with where you're at linebacker. Obviously, it'd be better to have more, but there you go. With Boogie down, probably going to use Dean Connors as a pass catcher more. No, Dean Connors, he's going to be benched. Terrible. Not any good. Come on, Dean. Yeah, I think Dean Connors is a really good. I called him a Swiss Army knife in the spring, and I think that's just the best way to. What he has shown me in the last 2 games is a different gear running the ball, like hard-nosed running. I've always kind of thought of him as a scat back, outside the tackles kind of guy. But what he did against Arizona, those were not easy yards. And, if he could do that and then get loose in the passing game, I think it'll be good. I don't think his catches against Arizona seemed to come wide and kind of pushed him to the boundary and maybe didn't get as many yards as he could have. If they can clean that up a little bit, throw it to the other shoulder, I think, you could see him do some crazy things in the passing game. And I think that's really where his benefit is going to be. Obviously, he's a very good runner, but if he can do some damage in the passing game, it's going to make him more effective everywhere.
Yeah. I mean, the replacement for Boogie is going to be somebody who can stretch the field. I mean, Amari can do that, but he's also really versatile about catching the ball up the seam, over the middle.
Yep.
Wherever it needs to be caught, he's going to be able to do that. And then plus,
Yeah.
I like his number 0 is a great little target, so it's easy to see. But it's going to be, we need somebody to be able to stretch that defense and keep everybody honest that can get by his guy and just go get the ball. I think that's the guy I think that's where the real opportunity is for someone here. That
Could be Kobe, could be Harvey Broussard. Broussard played 60, 70 snaps against Arizona.
I mean, it's wide open. Anybody who wants it can go get it.
Yeah, you got to go take it. And that opportunity is there.
And that's exactly what Amari did. I mean, he didn't come in as like having favored nation status, and he was getting all the targets. He had to work his way in, and once your quarterback can rely on you, one, being where you need to be and on time when you need to be there, and then you start showing you're going to catch those balls. Well, you're going to get fed
for sure. I've told this story that during the summer, I talked to players, 35 or 40 players. And to a man, I asked, who's going to surprise fans? And it was always Amari Thomas. And I was like, oh, okay. I mean, we had written some things about him, but I didn't think he was going to be that. But he has been way more than I expected. And, just the guy that U of H needed. Thank you all so much for watching. Our little Sunday night experiment has been going great this year. Eddie Nunez, Willie Fritz, Austin Armstrong, Jalen Garner, Wrook Brown, Latrell McCutcheon. Who else have we had?
Boogie's been on.
Boogie was on. Corey Platt was on. Connor Wigman, Amari Thomas, Tanner Koziel was on. Ethan Sanchez was on. I mean, everybody that's done something for U of H this year, we have had.
Lining them up, baby.
We maybe Dean Connors will come on someday. Maybe. Just never know. It's so funny, the excuses he's had, but we appreciate you, Dean. He's done some cool stuff with us. And
winners get privileges.
Get to decide what the hell they do and they don't do.
Damn right.
But he's going to do it. He's just had some extenuating circumstances. Thank you all so much for watching. GoCoogs all week long. We'll be at practice in the morning, Tuesday and Wednesday as well. I'm going to Tempe Friday morning, early Friday morning, playing golf Friday, playing golf Saturday, game Saturday night, Cats afterwards, flying home, going to Rosenberg for the exhibition game. We're trying to figure out if we're going to do a show after the exhibition game. Just not quite sure about the dynamics there. We'll let you know. You'll find out. Thank you so much for watching. Star Pizza, Section12x.com, and of course, our good friends at the Ritz, always doing great things for us. Thank you so much. Oh, yeah. We'll see y'all.
Look at you munching away, big fella. Life doesn't get better than pizza and a Cougars game, huh? Go Cougs!